Welcome back, folks. Welcome to another evening out on the Lincolnshire coast. This time we're at a place called Wolla Bank. It's not somewhere where I've fished before, but I thought with all the resurfacing, restructuring work that they're doing on the coastline, all the dredging essentially, I thought I'd try heading a little bit further north. Now I have fished Sutton, is it Sutton on Sea, further up. I fancied somewhere in between, so here we are. Another stunning evening, flat sea, hardly a breath of wind, the sun's just setting. This one's going to be quite a short one today. We spent the day down in Skeg, eating too much junk food, spent too much in the arcades, but we've had a good day. We got back to the caravan, sat with the in-laws and had some food and stuff, put Jack to bed. So now Jack's in bed, I thought I'd sneak out for a couple of hours. We've got about 2 hours left till high water, and then I'm probably going to fish it 2 hours down, so a nice short 4-hour session. The last couple of times I've fished over this way, not a lot's happened until the ebb, so I'm keen to fish a little bit more of the ebb. Now I don't think there'll be any point fishing any more than 2 hours down, because then you're onto that flat deserted open space and fishing into not a lot of water. So we're going to give it a go, 2 hours down. It should take us about 1 AM, and I think that'll be enough for me today after all that lot. So welcome back, thanks for tuning in. Let's see what the night brings. Now because this is quite a short session, I haven't done any filming of the setup and stuff like that, so I thought I'd just whip you through it pretty quickly now. Setup wise, very simple as always. Over on the Lincolnshire coast I've got a pair of Furies with me. My old original 420, the one on the right hand side. I've just got a standard tip on there, a 1 up 1 down, some fresh ragworm from Big Catch Tackle, and the Fury twin tip 420. I've got the power tip on that one, there it is, on the left hand side, and I've got an up and over on there, a minute just with a double sand deal. Target tonight is going to be bass and rays really. I still haven't got crab, to be honest. I saw some crab the other day at nearly £2 each. I'm not interested, I ain't paying £2 for peelers. I almost picked some prawns up, but you know what, there's plenty of other places to fish for hounds that I know we can go fish for hounds. Half Moon Bay, for example, absolutely teeming with hounds. So I thought, let's have a go down here. I haven't had a ray yet off the Lincolnshire coast, so that's what we're going after. That's the big win tonight, a nice ray, nice thornback ray, or a big old billy bass. Oh, the sun's got my nose again today, I'm going to start wearing cream on her. I try not to do politics on the channel, but there's one thing I really have to have a bit of a whinge about, because it's got me back up a bit tonight. I wanted to fish somewhere between Skeg and Sutton, so I thought, you know what, I'll just have a drive north, we'll follow the coast road, see where we end up at. Chapel Point is a place where a lot of people have mentioned. Got to Chapel Point, car park, free after 6 PM. Brilliant. 6 PM until 10 PM, no parking after 10 PM. No parking between the hours of 10 PM and 6 AM. Which, go on, I can kind of understand, because you do get a lot of motorhomes, and there are some people that really do take the mickey with it. Just rock up in a car park and just set up store for a week. But yeah, it's that's ruined it, I think, for a lot of people. So yeah, first car park I come to, no parking after 10 PM. Second car park I come to, 1.9 metre height barriers, which means me in my little Ford Cougar with the roof box on top can't get in. And then again here, similar story, no parking after 10 PM, 1.95 metre height barrier, can't get in with a car and a roof box. I've parked on a track because I can't get under the height barriers because I've got a roof box on. How many people do you see on summer holidays in a family car with a roof box on that now can't get parked in a car park on a beach because some idiot decided that a 1.9 metre height barrier was a good idea? Parking after 10 PM I kind of understand, but maybe you could make it midnight, I don't know. But yeah, I've ranted. I can see on the screen it says 6 minutes, so it's been a 6-minute rant. I'll have cut it down hopefully to about no more than a minute of me whinging. But essentially, campers taking the mick now mean that you can't park after 10 PM. I don't know if I'm going to get a ticket or not. Anyway, that's my little rant over and done with. Councils, well, people ruin it, councils ruin it further, and I don't really know what the answer is, but I had to get it off my chest, so thanks for listening. I'm sorry for whinging. Back to the fishing. There we go. I was just going to say, I've just noticed this left-hand rod. Every now and again, like a little bit of a vibration on it. I was hoping that's a ray settling on it. But there we go. That is the first bite of the evening. Sit you down there. Turn the camera slightly. And if it does kick off, hopefully you guys will be able to watch me play a fish in. That could be a doggy, I reckon. Let's come down there. Trying my very hardest to be patient. Now I have got a 7-ounce lead on this, so don't be alarmed. The lead's up. Oh, it's a bit late. It's doing a bit of... It's not doing anything special, and it ain't up on the top yet. Big wind knock that I got then. I cast out, so I'll deal with that in a second. What do we have? Oh, would you Adam and Eve it? Oh, he's inhaled that big time, but that is a cracking flounder. Queried that then, because he's got some orange spots on him, but there's no... I'm pretty certain that is a flounder, and a rather nice one too. Anyway, like I say, he's absolutely inhaled that. You can see he's obviously been chewing on them sandy for quite a while, so I'm going to get him dehooked. I'm sure you'll have seen it, but let's take you over, show you how we dehook a deep hooked flatfish. Right, welcome to the operating table. So, let me find some tools, shall we? There you go, forceps. And then you go in, under the gill plate, nowhere near the rakers. Open his mouth up. Just gently, because you don't want to knacker your hook length up, your snood up. Defeats the objective. Pull that back through. Now you should be able to see the tag end. If you give that a quick pull, you should just be able to see the tag end of my my bottom hook. And then all you're going to do, you're going to get hold of that. It's not quite turned, so just give it a bit of a better pull. And as you do, just get hold of the hook. There we go. Up. There we go. One dehooked flounder. And there you have it then. One lovely flounder. Quickly dispatched him. He's going to come home for tea. He was quite deep hooked, and with it being on the pennel, the big hooks as well. So yeah, he's coming home for tea. Thank you, mate. First fish. We're off the blank. Happy days. Right then, folks, just coming up over high water now, so I thought I'd show you the baits. We've got bluey, sand eel, some fresh ragworm. We've got in here some anchovies, and a packet or half a packet of squid. So I think what we're going to be doing, I've already used a bluey, which has resulted in a great lump of naffle. Obviously Sunday we had that flounder on, so I think it's time for first anchovy of the night to go out. As you can probably tell, it has gone pitch black. I'm just going to break off the ice from around it so that the elastic gets into it properly. Really need to sort me out some new lights. The lights I had all really suffered through winter. To be honest, I haven't done that much night fishing, certainly not filming anyway, so I haven't got round to replacing those yet. There's a little tip for you. If you use an elastic and you lose the end, don't go fishing around for it with your fingers, because all you'll do is you'll wet it or end up with the tag underneath. You'll roll the elastic basically over itself and you'll never find the end again. The best thing to do is just blow on it. That's what I keep telling the wife. But anyway, yeah, so anchovies, and I'm not going to back it. I could back it with squid. In fact, to tell you what, let's back it with some squid, shall we? So, using the Innova light bait elastic as well. I've spent ages using big heavy elastic. Last year I really slimmed down the rods that I was using for fishing with. This year I'm trying to slim down the actual terminal gear as well. So you'll notice in some of my videos that I've started using thinner gauge hooks. A couple of guys have recommended moving away from some of the thick gauge hooks down to a thinner gauge hook, just to you know, help with hookups and things like that. So you'll notice I like to slice my squid tube straight up the middle. It stops any air pockets gathering or anything like that, and then because I want this nice and streamlined, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the head up towards the top, and I'm going to put guts to the outside, and we'll just wrap that up, give that a few more wraps. Just fold him over. On the bigger baits, sometimes I like to let the squid wrap round, but because this is a relatively small bait, I'm just going to fold the squid tube in half. And there you have it. So that's all the elastic I'm going to put on. So that finger length bait, a little bit thicker than my finger. That's what she said anyway. Then yeah, we'll go and fetch that in and stick that on the up and over. The Lincolnshire coast might not be producing bites, but at least we're not getting crabbed out either. That's a bluey bait that I put out 25 minutes or so ago, and as you can see, pretty much intact still, so at least it's not getting completely shredded. All we're going to do is just run the scissors up there, snipping all that elastic away. That should fall off there nicely now. Clean that off, and then like I say, I'm going to keep the bottom end of this bait nice and streamlined, so I want the J hook in there. Move the circle hook up and out of the way. Nice straight line lay down the side of the bait. And just give it a few more turns of elastic, just to make sure that line sits nice and flat. And then I like to really concentrate my elastic once the hooks are in around the eye of the hook, because that will help keep that hook set where you want it, and that'll do us. So nice proud hook point, slide that off there, bring your circle hook down, go around once, 2, 3 times, and just nick the top of that squid head. Pull your line down tight. And there we have it. Anchovy and squid bait. A nice sizable one, because like I say, the fish are few and far between, so we need something to get the noses twitching. Go on then, while we're baiting up, because I've got a sneaking suspicion a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one. Ragworm. Now, like with most worms, I know a lot of people like to use a baiting needle straight down, put it on the hook, have it all the way nice and neat up the hook. Me on the other hand, what I tend to do is get the head, go through the head, down to the bottom of the shank, and just bring it out, and then I come half an inch or so up, put another nick in. As with most worms, you should see it in a second. What they tend to do is when they get an injury, is they'll drop the injured part of the body, so you might just be able to start to see there that worm starting to split itself in two. And all this means is when you've got a few little worms like this, is when that splits off, I'll slide them up and put a couple more on, what you end up with is, rather than one worm all the way along that shank and up your line looking nice and pretty, you end up with 4, 5, 6 pieces of worm. There you go, that's just done it there, wriggling around like that, almost like when you see fresh water fishermen using maggots and stuff, and you see them moving around. Now my thoughts on this is that is now going to sit on the seabed wriggling around like that. I'm going to put another little one on just for good luck. This guy here will do the job, just on the bottom of this hook. Teeny tiny little matchworms. Nick him 2 or 3 times, and then like I say, when he splits, that should leave you with a nice wriggly little bait, look, that'll sit on the seabed wriggling around. You'll get loads and loads of scent out of the split bits. That, ladies and gents, is how I like to rig my ragworm up. There we have it then, folks. Like I say, we're just coming over high water now. It's 11 o'clock. It's a stunning evening. Don't know if you'll be able to see it. The moon's out just behind me. Stars are out. Hardly a cloud in the sky. On a completely deserted beach. Like I say, this is a new mark to me. We're out in the middle of nowhere, really. I can't even see another house. There are no lights anywhere along this coastline, as far as I can see. I haven't heard any vehicles go past. It is a lovely, peaceful evening, but it's all quiet on the fish front as well. The last couple of times I've fished the Lincolnshire coast, the fish have come on the ebb, so I'm keen to fish a little bit more of the ebb and just see if that is the case, if that's the way it goes. So I'm not planning on wrapping up anytime soon. So yeah, we've got plenty, like I say, we've got plenty of baits to go at, so I'll keep grafting. We'll put the effort in now that the tide's starting to turn. We'll keep slinging them baits out there. So far, one bite, one fish. First cast curse maybe, who knows, but we'll stick at it. I'm not going home just yet. There you have it, folks. First cast curse. Done us. Stitched us right up like a kipper. But yeah, not a blank. We managed to avoid the blank, but so far the Lincolnshire coast isn't looking on us favourably, is it? Yeah, fished 2 hours after high water. Not a sniff. Not even a rattle. We had loads of that crap come through. floating through from the dredgers further up the coast, down the coast. You have to ask the question. Well, I'm not even sure if it's a question that needs asking, is it? I don't think so anyway. I think I've made my mind up, but I'll be interested to know what you think in the comments. So if you compare the Lincolnshire coast and the Holderness coast, so the Yorkshire coast, which is just the other side of the Humber, like I say, I've all but made my mind up. I think all this work that they're doing to build up the seawall, build up the beaches, in the name of sea defences, seems to have killed the fishing off. But then again, you don't have that over on the Holderness coast, and they're losing literally tens of metres a year to coastal erosion. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have good fishing and a healthy natural environment, or all this sea defence stuff that they're doing here and very, very hard fishing? So yeah, that's the question I shall pose you to ponder, and I'm going to go get my head down. I think fancy taking the family out for breakfast in the morning, so I'm going to go get a couple hours kip, get up, go for my run, and we'll go and enjoy breakfast. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed it, and until next time, take care and tight lines.